Heyo, what is up, everyone? Welcome to another AIO stream. We're joined. What? Or AO. AO.
Ohio.
Ohio. Oh no, not Ohio. But yeah, we're joined by the usual suspects, JT and Maul, and I think it's the first time on AIO that you've been on, Max. So
yeah, I think I've only been on the watch parties and stuff like that. That's the
right,
only
yeah,
time
which
I've
is
ever
on my so first time on AIO. So yes, welcome to our humble group streaming.
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome to introduce you again.
Yes, you're worthy now. Yes, and obviously, in good old fashioned, we're late. Thank you, babe. Thank you for letting us know.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. But yeah, today we're just gonna talk a little bit about the new trailers for Star Wars Outlaws. I was about to say Jedi, but there's no Jedi.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I like that idea better.
wait,
Let's change the whole thing. Let's change it.
I mean, that's Jedi Survivor. So, I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe we'll run into Luke in between movies. Something.
who knows? Yeah, I mean, I
I
guess
wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, something to sort of mention right off the bat, because it's like between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, right? So, a very specific time frame, I might add, like pretty specific, not too much time in between.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me pull up the trailers real quick.
Well, on the topic of cameos, I think Strike might be a little bit excited deep down within because we're seeing Han Solo and Carbonite, and there's no interruption from Empire to Return of the Jedi with Han being Carbonite. So it's more than likely we're gonna encounter some Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
Well, and also
Another
because
thing.
it seemed like it wasn't quite at Jabba's place yet, so.
Yeah. Oh, the Rancor too. Yeah.
Right, and it would be like sort of like interesting to see if we are gonna see some actual. I mean, it's in the style of live action, like sort of some live action, like War of the Bounty Hunters sort of stuff, like at least parts. Who knows?
Be nice.
Okay, but I'm getting sidetracked. Trailer. Okay, so we're gonna watch the cinematic trailer first, and then the gameplay trailer. Okay.
I feel a lot of Star Wars games have like Jabba's palace, like a Rancor pit.
Yeah.
Seems to
I
be
mean, how can you not?
returning-
It's so iconic.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, even
Aiden's
back in
in the
like
chat.
Battlefront, yeah, Battlefront 2005,
Hey!
like just falling into
What's
the pit and just getting eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
It's classic, yeah. Alright.
These are dangerous times.
No, it's a bit quiet,
At
isn't it?
least that's what I hear. The Empire? They're everywhere.
I mean, that shot is so inspired by Rogue One.
But the world here
Yep.
belongs to the syndicates.
No.
Vibroblade.
Probably Nian's cousin.
Yeah.
If I want to survive,
Sabak.
I have to play their game.
Can we please get an option to play Sabak and shoot someone under the
Looks
table?
like I'm all in.
Or Dejarik. Let's play some Dejarik.
She's in here somewhere.
Get mad, flip the table. Should be an option too.
Yeah. Oh boy.
There she is.
Cool speeder.
Yeah.
I've been held back my whole life.
I like your sidekick.
Yeah. It's essentially kind of BD1, just it's an animal.
That's what I was gonna get at. Like, I do and I don't at the
Just
same
need a
time.
chance to finally be free. Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Kyle
Give me a
Katarn,
chance.
what?
Right.
Man,
People,
you trust
yeah.
me. You'll be dangerous, risky, but But if
I
you
mean,
pull this off,
heavily
you'll
inspired
never
at
look
least.
over your shoulder.
TL50.
The underworld shows no mercy,
I'm kind of wondering about that guy.
but it's a big galaxy out there.
I mean, almost gives like Warlord kind of vibes.
That's the main
Yeah.
villain. What are you talking about?
No, it's
No one
Young
looks into the
Dooku
camera
vibe.
suspensefully.
Yeah, he gives me.
Star
He
Wars
looks like a young
Outlaws,
Dooku
coming
or
to
something.
2024.
So that was
A little
the
younger.
cinematic trailer. The cinematic trailer. I mean, obviously it's a cinematic trailer. It doesn't represent what the game actually looks like. But the cinematic trailer, I really like the overall vibe, the feel of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like I said, so I know we're watching the gameplay trailer next. I still feel like they didn't show us a lot with the gameplay. Like, they were, I still feel like they were hiding a lot. But the cinematic trailer, man, that's one thing that I think Star Wars across the board does very good. Is they're very good at showing cinematic trailers. Like, people still talk about the Old Republic. Yeah, MMO.
Well, those were
trailers.
mini movies. Like those are.
Yeah.
I was about to
Canon
say. I
right
mean,
now, yeah.
people are going as far and calling that like better than some movies. So
Yeah,
Those are mini masterpieces.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Kind of release on occasion with those.
Yeah.
different-
truly,
That fight with the two Sith and the two Jedi when they're like throwing the lightsaber blade to like block the partner is like
yeah.
top lightsaber battles for me.
That's
like,
what I
top
want
five at
Visions to
least.
be. That's what
Yeah.
Visions needs to take hold of.
yeah. I mean, truly. So yeah, definitely up there. But yeah, the track record is good. All right, but now we're gonna watch the gameplay trailer. And that one is like 10 minutes long. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna watch. I encourage everyone to just make comments throughout, because it's 10 minutes. So
And there's not a lot of dialogue in this.
yeah, so we're gonna talk about it after, obviously too.
We can narrate what's going on.
But
Explosions.
And a galaxy
character
far,
shooting.
far away.
it's a crystal.
Wow.
Work. By the way,
Quality,
work,
not final.
I always sort of panic when I see work in progress does not represent final quality. I'm getting like Rainbow Six flashbacks.
See, I originally thought that was gonna be like, oh, that's a rock mechanic where they throw a rock and like get the guards to
Oh.
like walk away. But and then in the later in the trailer you see
Yeah,
it's
no, it's like
the
actually
prize.
like
But
treasure or whatever, or like a clam with pearls or something.
All right, next. Let's go get paid.
So yeah, so like a pike.
Boom.
I like how we're seeing more pikes with their masks off now since Boba Fett. Like Boba Fett showed them without their masks off, and now we're just getting them all the time without
Yeah,
wearing their stuff.
I like how she punched him and then was sort of like, ow, like that hurt.
Yeah.
You better not say "ow" every time I do a stealth kill.
Ow.
They get hella annoying.
Hit that button.
So it is like a Spider-Man kind of.
Yeah, I say like I was saying it was like this is like a kind of like Uncharted meets like Assassin's Creed meets like Red Dead Redemption. They got a lot of like they're pulling from a lot of different games, which is cool. You know, I think.
I mean, honestly, it mostly for me feels like, you know, the Jedi series, just not with a Jedi, with a smuggler.
Yeah.
Or like scoundrel-ish character.
For sure, for sure.
I mean, also literally
like
with the little creature instead of BD.
just leaving.
I like the variety that we're getting something
we'll figure
Yeah.
different than the usual.
So, in this part, like I like the sound design,
Shield.
but I mean, obviously this is still work in progress, but the blaster mechanics seem a bit funky, or like not as polished yet.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick.
Some of that I wonder too if it's like the user. You know what I mean? Because I could watch some
Yeah.
people play Call of Duty and their movement look real crappy. Someone else
Yeah.
is smooth and like
Well,
Yeah, this person
comfortable.
can't shoot very well. Whoever is
It almost
shooting
feels like
in the
the player
gameplay.
isn't good.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're missing like 90% of their shots.
Yeah.
Get a new tester.
But like for instance, this, like, do you have to continue shooting, or could you just keep the rifle? Because if you have to keep shooting, that would be stupid. But yeah, again,
Yeah,
like
that's
we
why
don't
I'm
know
like,
if
I
the
feel like
player's
it's the
retarded
player
or
messing it
yeah.
up.
It probably
Missing the
just has
video
like a
up for it.
finite amount of like ammo, and then it runs out. I would imagine.
Which I would
Yeah,
hope,
pretty
because
well,
yeah,
right?
then it would be sort of cool. You can still like sort of keep the rifle until it runs out.
What, isn't this the quote-unquote open world Star Wars game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, I mean, yeah, we're gonna talk about that after the trailer.
Hang on.
I'm excited though, just to actually be able
Deadeye?
to fly around and pilot stuff within the universe finally.
That was close.
I mean, obviously, we're
I got the package. Where are you?
obviously everyone has to keep in mind we're critiquing an early version of this game, so
What else
I
matters?
feel like it's totally granted to point out, for instance, that the frame rate definitely isn't that great. So I would definitely hope that they do a good job of optimizing the game.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's the bad thing about Survivor. Survivor was not
Right,
optimized
exactly, so
at
that they
all
don't
on
run
release.
into that same problem.
But to be honest with you, that's a lot of AAA companies nowadays. Like nothing's
Yeah.
optimized when that's just kind of like industry standard, unfortunately now.
Well, yeah, because like the big studios that are in charge of the studios actually making the game, they're just making deadlines that aren't realistic. They're not giving them the time to optimize the game, which
As long as they give me patches to fix it instead of
Yeah.
just like abandoning the game, I'm
I
alright.
mean, I played on PS5 Survivor,
Yeah.
and I only had like 2 or 3 hiccups that crashed or whatever, but
Hey, Andy.
that was it. I'm fine with later patches. No big deal.
Dude, this dude's
What,
so
Are you
cool.
worried?
I
Yeah,
love commando droids.
I
They gave,
I
like, a jacket.
particularly like this outfit. Like,
Yeah. I like how they just gave him like a duster outfit. Like he needs a jacket, but it's so cool.
yeah,
Dude, honestly, I really like her jacket too. Her
came
jacket's
out here?
freaking sick.
I was hyped
Be
when
back
they
at the
put
ship.
commando droids as a special unit in Battlefront 2. Now we get them in Jedi Survivor and this
he's your
game.
companion. Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
I'm really hoping there's like segments that you can play as him. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I think, yeah. I mean, who knows? I feel like it's gonna be more like sort of what in 1313, like Heisinger would have done for Boba. Sort of, you can like sort of
Who's this?
almost like Republic Commando sort of order him
Yeah,
like
true.
around. That would be kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
being like, cover me.
Job was more complicated.
I'd be down for
than
that.
Said Dunka. You lived.
But did you die?
See, here's where I'm like wondering if we just don't know, like if there's more context to this. But I'm sort of confused. Why the fuck does this Imperial officer care about this random criminal girl?
I don't know.
I
feel
think
like
they
it
just want
does.
money.
Wait.
It's just
Yeah,
corrupt.
We haven't
That's what I mean. I
met.
feel like it does illustrate
Don't
how
really know
much
many
of assholes they really are.
Yeah,
Stealing
Like
illegal
they've grown to this
contraband,
point of power
running
where they're
with
just like,
syndicate.
okay, I do what I
could say
want.
you're a
yeah.
threat to the
Because I mean,
Empire.
obviously she seems to have a deal with her, but now she's like, oh yeah, I could get you into, like, I could bring you to jail for being a criminal. It's like, the fuck?
Thanks. I'm smart enough to get myself out of trouble. You pay the tax just like
Feels right though for the Empire.
Whoa, kid.
Yeah, I like this though, that she's like not waiting for the.
You
That
won't
she's
make
drawing.
Dr. Shah alive.
I don't like her blaster. I hope we can customize.
There is a workbench you see when she hops on the ship.
Oh, do we? Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. There's a. It
Yeah.
shows up like.
I mean,
it'll
it
pop up
would
here
be
in a second.
the minimal thing that I would expect, like customization of the blaster.
Well, I thought in Survivor the amount of customization.
Oh,
was
yeah.
perfect.
And that wasn't
Yeah.
even an open world game.
No.
Well, honestly, like, I mean, Survivor is really good, but I mean, I'm fine with having even more customizability.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure, 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like Survivor would be like the mark it has to meet.
Yeah, the minimum.
Minimum. Yeah, exactly.
See, watch, it'll say workbench. Yeah. use
Oh,
workbench.
gotcha. Yeah, I missed that the first
But
time.
well, it's like a blink and you miss it, sort of.
Yeah, it's like just a pop-up real quick, yeah. No, but okay, that's good to know. I also, I like that, so I would have wished she would have almost stayed a bit longer because we didn't quite see how it looks like when the Empire finds you. I would like to see if they're just going to the cantina, sort of the last known location, or if they know exactly where you are.
And I just noticed too in the top left corner, that's your wanted level with the Imperial logo.
Oh, like it's not full?
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
full, so it's like the stars in Grand Theft Auto. I would
So
imagine.
that's what it reminds me of.
What does full cog mean? Vader's coming after you, or what?
Dude.
Oh man.
No, probably bounty hunters. I would say they probably send down
Maybe.
like Boba Fett or Boss.
Yeah. No, that should be right before full call. That should be 5, you know, and then Vader should be 6. That would be sweet.
That'd be crazy, dude.
I mean, then you're just dead. You just die.
That's kind of Grand Theft Auto when you max
Yeah.
it out. You're like, oh man.
Yeah, true.
Ain't
You're not
never
getting
heard of
away
6
from this.
stars in GTA, but if I got them, yeah, I wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
I will say, I hope, like, the flying looks a bit stiff. I hope they optimize sort of the movement of it wobbling around a little bit more, like, sort of having that realistic feel. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see, like, you know, being able to fly from ground into space. I just hope that they optimize that shit, because you don't want to fly up there and then it just, you know, like has like 3 frames per second or something.
So you guys think it's gonna be like you can just fly up? I'm thinking that when she's going into like the clouds, that's a load screen.
Oh, it's a seamless load screen.
Yeah, seamless load screen. Like,
So for me, it seemed like it was like to a certain point, like a loading screen. Then they were sort of making it seem like you were in control, like because like first there is no indicators. It's just sort of the cutscene.
Anywhere
Yeah, we'll
we
go
want.
through it a little bit again. Hey, Weaver, what's up?
I also like that we're seeing more tattoos in Star Wars. I know that's just like something minor, but like it just seems like more and more characters are getting tats. Dude, where is this? That place looks sick. I'm excited.
Yeah, I like the underground settings that we're hopefully going to be able to visit. And dead.
I think that's a 4.
Yeah, that's the planet in
Level
Rise of
4.
Skywalker. You know, you win some, you lose some.
I mean, hey, the movie aside, the planet looks sick. Like, take the movie out of it, like the planet itself. Like, I'm a big sucker for snow maps, so like anything with snow,
I mean, it's okay. It's like nothing groundbreaking, but yeah. Oh wait, I didn't want to stop sharing. We can sort of like just click through it and sort of talk about stuff. Okay, so first. Okay. Okay, so anyone want to talk about something particular, maybe from the trailer, or
let me check my. I wrote down some notes. Let me check my.
Oh,
notes.
we got a list. He's checking it twice.
Well,
Mac's gonna find out if it's a good game or
because
not.
one of the things that I mean, again, like obviously this is not finished, but if any developers should see this, I just want to give some thoughts on what they could do.
Your game sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no. Mainly what I think the gun play is missing at the moment still is the feel of impact. Like the blaster doesn't feel, or it doesn't look like it has a lot of power, because like for instance, you especially see it.
Hey, Nick.
Where are they running? Hold on. There. Like when they run and she's shooting at them, they absolutely don't flinch when they get hit.
Yeah.
And I feel like they should definitely at least sort of like do the, you know, just because if that's not the case, then it just, you know, it doesn't feel like it's actually doing damage. So it's more of an immersion thing.
To kind of piggyback off that, I think that's a big Achilles heel with just like Ubisoft in general. Because I say the same thing about the Assassin's Creed franchise. I think they need to put more care into their NPCs and how, because I'm sorry, like to me that I mean, it's a nitpick, but like that's not realistic. You have somebody, one who has the high ground, you know, and is shooting down on you, and you're gonna run straight at them, pointed it would make more sense. Like clearly to the right of that guy that's out in front, there's like a piece of cover, but he
Like,
runs to
yeah, like
the
this
big
year.
block. Like I would like a little bit more like smarter NPC interaction, and then like what you were saying with like if they get hit, like have a little animation where they're just going like that. Like that's not that hard, especially for a big company as like Ubisoft. Like have them just go like ugh, or like like have them like
Well,
kind of go back a little bit.
On the topic of that, like smarter AI, what you just said, Grand Theft Auto has that where like if you're, you got wanted levels and the cops are shooting at you. If you take cover, the cops will typically take cover behind their police cars, and then they'll come up or behind the door, something like that.
Yeah.
Just running out in the open doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
If you would get like really advanced, I think personally, I think the best sort of realistic AIs NPCs out there are probably, and I mean that game isn't even that is pretty old at this point. The Last of Us, even the original, like the NPCs in that are fucking terrifying. Like especially if you play on harder difficulty because they change cover frequently. Like they aim pretty good.
Well, we could be judging it too quickly too, because maybe these two idiots are just the idiot AIs that are like thrown into the game, and then there are some smarter ones,
Well, obviously, I mean that's why I said obviously. I mean they even put it there. This is work in progress. It's not finished, so it does not. It's not like it's coming out next week and we're critiquing this. So
I don't even think we got the actual date. We just got next year, right?
Yeah, no, just 2024, which
probably Christmas time.
Sounds
2024.
early. I think
imagine
it's gonna end up being pushed back. I would imagine.
Well, if you think about it, think about how big the new Assassin's Creed games are. They crank those out in like 2 years. So
yeah,
Ubisoft
but I mean,
is. I mean, I know. Hey, I agree with you. As a game designer myself, 2 years for something that you're gonna claim, dude. You know how long it takes like Bethesda to make Oblivion and Skyrim and Fallout? Like it takes them like 10 years to like make that game, and the games are still buggy and stuff like that. So 2 years is a little crazy for.
And that goes on. That's a segue into the topic of the open world comment.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to say, Charlie, hey, no worries. Enjoy time with your dad. No worries at all. Hope you have a good time. Sorry, JT. Continue, please.
No, but the whole open world concept thing, I wouldn't mind if it was like Survivor or it's open world, but still on rails so you get the story. But this seems to be the only character, I mean, at least the main character that you play as, but with like, you can't choose your species or anything like that. Like, it's not open world. It's still going to be on rails, give or take some. But I just don't trust that term open world because I don't think Star Wars is really going to come out with an officially open world game in quite a while because they would have to work on it a very long time. Even with Grand Theft Auto, that game is huge. And before they even announced it, they were working on it like 2 or 3 years before just to get the quotes from every characters. Like, if this game is as big as they say it's going to be, they've already been working on it for quite some time. So.
Right, yeah, because I mean, for instance, like as you said, like with games like Red Dead Redemption 2, like alone for the voice acting, getting all the lines for all the little tidbits, like it took 5 years. That on its own.
And that's a big game too.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I think because I've seen like some criticism, and I will say, like I sort of get what people probably mean. But some people have a horrible way of criticizing it, or they're actually that stupid. But I mean, I've seen people being like, negative towards it in terms of, it being a female lead. I don't see why there's a problem in that at all. I mean, Cal Kestis is a male lead, What I think some people have a problem with, that they were expecting this to actually be an open world game where you like customize your own character, so you can just choose everything.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think I'll ever trust the term open world, and not to sound nihilistic, but I'll believe it when I see it. Right? I'm fine with getting these awesome Star Wars games and stories in the meantime, but I don't want that to be the main advertising. We're coming out with this new open world game, and it's not. Right?
Yeah. Like I'm pretty much on the boat. Like, I mean, obviously, I enjoy Red Dead Redemption 2 a fuck ton. So yeah, I mean, really. Having something similar to that, I think, would be a great outline. to have for a Star Wars game. But yeah, I mean, I'm really thinking like I think what Star Wars fans kind of, or I don't want to speak for everyone, but what I would sort of think of as a true sort of open world Star Wars game would probably be something like Galaxies. Obviously, Galaxies also is like has its boundaries, but something along those lines where you choose your own character and stuff. Which is not to say if this game ends up being great. I mean, I'm still gonna enjoy this, but I still think there's much potential for a possible open world Star Wars game, an actual.
Well, hell, even like the Old Republic MMO, like that's open world. You can go to any planet you want to. Yeah, there's cutscenes in between jumping, but I imagine I keep referring to Assassin's Creed just because it's Ubisoft. I imagine like think about the first Assassin's Creed game where you're going to like different cities, and it's probably going to be like that. Instead of the cities, it's going to be different worlds. So we're probably going to have something. My educated guess would be something like that, maybe on that size, maybe a little bigger, maybe a little smaller, depending on the worlds. But we'll probably have that depth of level where it's just like the world, you can traverse one part of the city in each world or something like that. They're gonna have hubs.
If we're talking Survivor too, like I spent 80% of that game collecting and scanning and doing all this in Kobo alone. Like that one planet is the biggest
it's the hub
portion of the game, So unless we get like a ton of planets that are like that big, maybe you'll have gained that title, but I don't know.
And I mean, the thing is, because usually, if you're, you dare to say like, oh, I hope we get like an open world Star Wars game, and then or people are like, yeah, well, there's the Old Republic, yeah, sure, but I want an open world game in the style of this, like, being in control and 100%. Not being like, all right, you blocked plus 100, you got hit minus 100.
No turn-based
control.
Pokemon battles.
Exactly.
Lightsaber was super effective.
Like honestly, I would literally go hit my head into a wall if I actually played. Like I love the story of it, but I couldn't play it. But by no means I couldn't. But let's continue a little bit. I mean, I don't think any of us have to explain why being able to ride a speeder bike is fucking cool.
Now this is pod racing. You just when you passed a little bit. Like, I think the Deadeye.
The Deadeye.
I think that's cool. I always love doing that in Red Dead. Like, I hope you can do it like in Red Dead, where like if you just want to like mess like one person up, you can like hit them like 65 times. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just like broken in the head or something like that. But like I love doing that to people where I'm like, it's like, it's like a revolver, it's like a machine gun.
Yeah,
I know. I keep tailing back to Survivor, but if you upgrade the blaster stance, you actually get the Deadeye ability.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, I haven't made it that far yet. I guess then, because I haven't.
You're not broken, because on Survivor, one of my favorite things to do is just push stormtroopers off ledges.
Oh yeah,
dude, same. I take them and then I just like drop them off the ledge.
Yeah.
Or a droid, like they're just what a nice view. Hey, what do you?
With the droids, I always feel bad because usually they're like, no, I just got promoted.
Life is good. I'm seeing a sunset or something.
And then you're like
that.
Yeet.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but yeah, it's a good point because that's why I really hope that they flesh out the fighting / blaster mechanics, because it would be pretty cool if you could do some almost like John Wick type of stuff of like, shooting someone in the leg, he falls down, then you shoot the other one, then you shoot that one,
Or shooting like the blasters out of their hands.
Or
I think you can do that in Red Dead, right? You can like shoot their, if you're good enough.
Oh, like polygon attunement to like each character. So like if you shoot them in the hand, they'll go like and they'll like react to get them like that.
Yeah,
like drop their gun or something. Yeah,
I mean that's a lot of mocapping.
Hey man. Yeah, if anybody can do it, Ubisoft can do it.
That's what makes it immersive. I mean, that's why I enjoy Red Dead so much, just because any NPC just reacts fairly realistically to getting shot in different places and
hogtied. Yeah, poor soul in the mocap suit that got hogtied.
Yep. But honestly, I really enjoy that it is definitely aiming to have a similar live action style to Survivor. It just kind of makes it fit more, I think. Also, just because I prefer if things try to look live action. So,
There's Twi'lek.
that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another
No
thing,
scriptos.
dude. The amount of creatures that they like. That's why I love video games, especially Star Wars ones, because sometimes I feel like, for instance, like in Andor, there's not a lot of like creatures. It's a very human centric. Like there are some, but like it's a very human centric show. Whereas like in video games, it just seems like there's like every like 2 steps you take, there's like a different creature or something like that, which I love.
yeah.
They hit a lot of species in that trailer.
Yeah. A lot of OG species too, which I always love, and I know Avela is also always appreciating that. Yeah, like I mean, like in that bar in the cinematic, like for instance, like the Gamorrean guard and like the Rhodian and like all.
Dude, that
all those...
Rodian wasn't taking, or the Rodian wasn't taking shit. That
From the
Gamorrean, yeah, he hit him and he just went woof and then decks him instantly.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, Rodian. I was like, most of the time I see Rodians,
usually,
kind of,
yeah, usually
scared.
Rhodians aren't that tough. Yeah, I was also like, damn, dude, you're really
Left
taking
hook
on that beefcake of a pig.
Yeah. He's not faking. He's not like Greedo.
Yeah.
No, not at all. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
That
Commando
Trandoshan
droid.
looks cool too.
Yeah.
He's who Greedo was trying to be.
Yeah, and obviously also like having Mon Calamari, like all that.
That's a
that
drop.
stuff.
It's weird to see a more negative Mon Calamari.
Yeah.
Character wise, maybe they're in the middle somewhere, but kind of seem like a bad guy.
Yeah.
I feel like they've always been good guys.
I hope you also just get the option to just blast her in the face.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that's something I want to talk about.
Like,
I really
you know,
hope...
like just like pull the trigger. Come on, do it.
I have a feeling we're gonna get our Imperial share on this game.
Yeah.
I really hope that they take the choices to the next level though, because like I hate that in video games. I'm like, why even give me a choice if it's like both choices are kind of going to lead me down pretty much the same path. I'm like, don't like I'm not really a big fan of that, like, because like it's like what, like regardless of whether I give her the money or I take the money, like really the only thing that changes is my wanted level. And I'm like, well, make it like have a little bit more impact. It does, not every choice has to have impact, but like make specific ones have like dire consequences. Like maybe you pick something and then your robot, the commando droid robot friend, dies or something like that, or maybe you're, you know, not your
like actual impacting choices. Yeah, because one of them, when you're doing like a mind trick, you're one of the options is deceive or threaten. And then like you pick deceive, and it's like, I'll throw in a good word for you for Denvik, and he's like, a promotion, come right through. But the other one is like a similar saying, kind of ish, but
it can even be like the Force Unleashed, like at the end, spoilers if you guys haven't played Force Unleashed, but like you can either kill Vader and like become Palpatine's, or you can like choose to not do that and then you die. But like, you know,
but they're game changing, because even the DLC picks up after either side. The Jedi Temple one picks up after you know, sacrificing yourself, or the alternative of that, and then the other 3 are you being dark side, taking on orders from Palpatine. So and
it can be just as simple as, because I feel like those are pretty simple options. Like the path changes, but it's very simple on how it changes, and like literally just do that. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like we'll have weight, because I feel like we missed it, but there was a reputation like interface too for the Pikes.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, like their reputation with the Pike Syndicate went down after you stole that from them.
Oh, wow. Okay,
in that gameplay trailer.
Yeah.
So I feel like that at least shows they're trying to consider making the choices actually mean something.
Nice. Okay, cool. I must have missed that. I didn't see
I also saw on the left when you're clicking through, when you left that Imperial lady, on the left it said credits and like 2,500. So like you got a currency system.
Is that her on the screen right there?
Yeah, that's why I stopped here. So the screen changed because before it was something else. Or actually here it shows no too, but look, before it was like something else, and then on the screen it actually shows her wanted poster.
That's cool.
So yeah, I thought that's pretty cool. Also like Celestin over here.
Oh, and play that scene like the first like 4 seconds of it to see what the TVs do, because I think they turn on as she walks through. Like
no, like one is already on show. Something else.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they
Poster.
update. They update to her
Yeah.
face. Yeah, so
Yep.
she's wanted now.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
yeah, then wanted. Yeah.
Could be.
But yeah, then see. Okay, so I presume because this is a troop landing craft, that then troops land and then they start searching for you. But I really want to know how that would look. Like, do they just know where you are, or can you like sort of sneak by them because they're going to go to the cantina first? Like,
I'm
Hopefully we get
hoping it's
both.
gonna be like the police in Grand Theft Auto, where they kind of have an awareness and perspective to like AI built in.
Oh, dude,
Yep.
what if they sent royal guards after you? I don't know if that's what royal guards necessarily do, but like that would be, or like from
Royal
the
guards.
is it in the first game, Force Unleashed, with the guards with the saber pikes?
Those are so they're
Like
the
that would be
sha-
kind of cool. Like you
They're
get
the
high
shadow
up.
guards. Yeah.
Let's
Like, they brought
update that
those
wanted
back.
it
order
seems a
then.
bit high tier for
Yeah, that
the
that
first
goes into the
Force.
line of that goes
should
into the
be the
line of
5.
pure canos.
We should make
Yeah.
that the level 5 in the cog.
Well, that's what I'm
6
saying. Like
Vader,
it'd be like
4 bounty hunters.
that would be sick. That'd be really cool.
I mean, yeah. I feel like
it might be above their pay grade, but like that would,
I was
it
about
would
to
be
say,
cool.
I mean, it might end up being a bit more ground. I feel like if it's, a bit more grounded, I feel like Max would maybe be like Death Troopers, and even that is
Ooh,
like
that'd be cool.
high tier, so
Yeah,
yeah. We'll
I'm
see.
down for that.
I mean, at the end of the day, Death Troopers are bodyguards, so they can show up in big garrisons. Look at the shootout at the end of Mandalorian, season 1.
Yeah.
They set up the E-Web, couple Death Troopers.
Oh, but yeah, here this is what I meant with so starts obviously cutscene. Cutscene still. Okay, but now see also how the screen went wider. And now this, so at least to me, it seems like they're trying to tell us like, oh, yeah, like at this point you're in control.
I hope so. I hope so.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Because that would honestly be sick. They did it in the Battlefront 3 that before LucasArts got canned and Disney bought it. Like,
Well,
they had that.
They even had it in Battlefront 1, if I'm correct. Like they had that for some maps actually.
The new
Like
one?
no, the old one, like the OG Battlefront 1, like before 2005 Battlefront 2.
It's been a minute since I played that. I don't even
Yeah,
remember.
or I don't. All right.
I remember being able to do it at some point. That's why.
Yeah.
I know in
I-
Battlefront 2 you can't.
Yeah, because
No, I know
when you leave
yeah.
a capital ship, you do get the user interface. The
Yeah,
UI
no.
appears
In
for
Battlefront
you.
2, the old one you can't, but I'm pretty sure in the first one you could on some maps. But yeah, then you fly. Yeah, okay, we don't have to go over all of this, but yeah, the flying still a bit stiff, but yeah. And then the rest is cinematics again, but yeah.
I want to see some Purgle when I'm in the hyperspace lane.
Oh, like you look into the side and then you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I want to be.
It's
I
like
want
a
to be able to
secret achievement.
wave at the Purgle as I'm going
Yeah.
somewhere. You know.
I thought you said Turgle, and I was about to kick you
No,
out.
no.
Hey, don't disrespect Turtle. Turtle's awesome, man.
I hate him.
He's our Lord and Savior.
No, okay, listen. No, but like the blaster fires, I feel like that's gonna be a lot of fun when you get into a fight. Not only just like the cover aspect and all that, but playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on the PS5. When you try certain weapons in that game, like the toggling that you do. Hold on, let me get the. One sec. So you get the controller and like you half press and then you can fully press. So it's like actually pulling the trigger, right? So I feel like when you get into an actual blaster conflict like that, that could be cool using some of the weapons. Like I believe that automatic one, it was called like the A300 or something. So doing a full click on that, you can probably feel the vibrations and all that in your controller is pretty immersive. So hopefully we get that aspect of it.
Yeah, I really just hope that the gunplay feels good because I mean, obviously it's the focus because it's like a scoundrel-ish character. So
Honestly, getting a couple guns too would be kind of cool. Like maybe it's like throughout the game, like you can always have your pistol, but like maybe like you can have like a rifle on your back or something
Primary
like
and
that.
secondary.
I don't know if
Yeah.
they're gonna do that because you can like run and go grab rifles. So they might be like, that's enough, but it would be cool to be. That's the one thing with Survivors. Like, I get it. He has a lightsaber, so he can't really have like a rifle or anything like that, but you only have the pistol and the saber in Survivor. So it'd be cool to have a little bit of more. Or even like, you know, in I'll go back to like Republic Commandos, how you can like kind of switch, like it's the same weapon, but you can like switch between like sniper, you know, and
even like the A180, like Jyn Erso's pistol. I mean, in Battlefront 15, like you could exchange that too into a blaster and sniper configuration.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yep. But yeah, overall, I think really all that I could say about it is that I just hope they keep working on it. I hope they don't rush it, and that it's just as polished as possible when it releases.
Yeah, I like where they're trying to go at least.
Yeah.
I'm just excited for more Star Wars video game content. Honestly.
Yeah,
we've been in a drought for so long. I'm like, water.
Dude, that's why I'm still playing through Survivor, because I'm like, I already know what happens, so I'm just taking my time, enjoying myself. Because once I'm done, I don't have a Star Wars game to play, you know?
I don't know how I've avoided Spy. I got the Boba Fett spoiler, obviously, but like I don't know anything else. But I haven't beaten it either. Yeah,
I've just been taking my time.
Yeah.
See, that makes me go into a deep rabbit hole, Cody, because my OCD tells me, okay, I'm done with the game, now I have to 100% it. And now I have a platinum trophy.
No, that's why I'm like, I am going to do that too, but I also don't want to do that so fast that I'm like, I don't have a Star Wars game to play till the next one releases. Whoever knows, you know, when.
Yeah, okay. Well, I hope you like the
because it's so long between some I've done a lot of Kobo already.
You're gonna do more.
Oh no!
I always get sidetracked and knock out those side missions instead of doing the main mission.
See, and then me on the other hand, I'm like setting up like homicide and Gmod, like just a bunch of Jedi be like shooting be getting shot by a bunch of clones. Yeah. No, but I'm also like just excited for a new Star Wars game, and the first Star Wars game not by EA in quite a while.
Oh, thank God, dude. Oh
yeah.
God. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole, but I really don't like EA.
We don't talk about EA here.
Well, I mean, I hope honestly, because I mean EA is obviously going to continue making Star Wars games, just not exclusively. But I really do hope that this just motivates them to actually, you know, make their games as good as possible, because there's competition now. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I don't know, like what idiot ever like thought that was a good idea to give the monopole to one company. That never leads to anything good, because then they're just getting lazy. They know no one else can compete, and it's just dumb.
I think of like Call of Duties when they were coming out. You had like 3 separate or 4 separate companies that came together to just create something like that.
Yeah.
I'm honestly excited to see what Lucas Games does, because they opened that branch in LucasArts, and they haven't done anything yet.
Well, they're involved. I mean, they're involved with this game. Like they have like a credit of something.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's to a major extent, but I think like from now on, I think that was sort of the deal, that they're not necessarily always going to make their own games. It's more that they're going to work together with other companies, I think.
Cool.
I like the Kevin Feige of the Star Wars games.
Yeah, but other than that, I hope that we hear something from the I think Respawn, was it the other company that's supposed to make that first-person shooter Star Wars, which we still literally don't know anything about.
They're also making that strategy game. They're making 2 strategy games. Like they're
right. Wasn't that like sort of in the realm of like Empire at War, sort of going down that
like Age of Empires, all that's like the top down, like you have like Civilization kind of.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
But they're doing that, and then another company. There's 2 in development right now. I'm like, dang, how many of those games do we need? I guess people really like them. I've never been a big fan, but
not really my cup of tea either. Yeah.
You talking about like the mobile games, like Origins of
Empire? No.
No,
you know, like those like fleet battle. I mean, essentially fleet battle simulators, kind of.
Like Halo Wars, Civilization, like those type of like where you're like you have units.
You're kind of commanding from like a god perspective.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
the
no,
Emperor.
I got.
You're the Emperor.
I played Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Very
I
similar.
played.
yeah.
I played God enough. I'm good. I don't need. I don't need to play Army God.
Yeah, personally, also not too much of a fan. I guess
Same.
Eclipse is still in the
That's
works.
still a thing.
Dude, I'm excited to see some gameplay of that because that looked sick.
Well, I mean,
Really
the
cool.
trailer. I mean,
I'm
the cinematic
excited to
trailer.
hear anything else. I was
Yeah,
It's like Cyberpunk. They announced the trailer a while ago, and you don't hear for the game
Yeah.
until another 6 years.
Who's the studio behind that again? I don't remember.
Quantic Dream, the same people from Detroit Become Human.
Oh, okay. I never played that, but I heard it was pretty good.
I
Yeah.
gotta rewatch the Eclipse trailer. The only thing I remember is when the dude stops playing the drums, he looks at the camera, and I'm like, oh, I'm uncomfortable.
I mean,
It's like the
we could-
lightsaber duel and all
I mean,
that
we
sort of
could
stuff.
watch it right now, but yeah. I mean, with Eclipse, I mean, I will say at least the time frame there wasn't it like, what weren't they saying like something like 2028? Is what they're aiming for.
now,
Yeah.
now
At
for,
least it sounds realistic. You know,
for us
a
getting a
big game.
teaser, like however long ago we did for Eclipse, and then saying 2028, that makes me a little bit more confident of it being an open world.
Well, I think
you know.
they were trying to drive like hype and like get like funding for that project.
Right.
I think they created that
I've actually-
specifically for like.
Yeah, I've actually read something recently from, I think it was one of the people that was like sort of one of the like the first starting team, and apparently like they did that because they were a bit short on manpower for the project, so
Which blows
were-
my mind.
they were not only I mean, hey, but I mean the gaming industry is like in a rough spot at the moment, especially because so many studios are
telling
being
me.
fucking assholes. Well, yeah, I mean you should, yeah. But yeah, apparently like they were like as you said funding, but also like just trying to raise awareness of, and then sort of being like, hey, if you want to work on this project, like come join us, come on.
Yeah, I'm
That's
throwing my
so
hat.
crazy. That's
I'm
so
throwing my hat
crazy
in the
that you
ring
said
right
that.
now.
I've never
join.
thought of it like that. I've never
Yeah.
thought of like that could be like the teaser drop to the public. So AAA's that's like a AAA version of a Kickstarter campaign.
I've before I heard about that or
That's
read
crazy.
about it, like I've never thought about it that way either. But now I'm like, I mean that makes sense. It's like crazy they have to do that, but it's like,
you see this guy
Deadpool.
beating the drums, you want to play as him? Come work on the game.
Well,
Deadpool
Cotton Dreams,
pretty
I'm
much
throwing my
did
hat in the
this
ring
too.
right now. If you need an environment artist, I'm your boy.
what do you assume?
Deadpool pretty much got its
I was about
actual
to say that. Yeah.
making that happen by doing a similar thing. You know,
Yeah.
doing having the previs version of that whole highway scene and
Yeah, yeah,
releasing it, and then being like, this is what a Deadpool movie could be, and then they
Right.
literally put that in the final film, basically too. Kind of cool.
Hold on. Did you freeze? Oh, okay.
What?
Max and Maul like froze for me for a sec.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Weird. Okay.
Good on my
But yeah, totally. Like, I mean, in that case, it was literally like sort of to show the actual studio was like, I mean,
Yeah.
it was Fox at that time, like to be like,
Yeah.
hey, listen, look, people really like that stuff. Come
Yeah.
on, make
And
it.
they leaked it to the public though, and used all that public support of that kind
Yeah.
of the hey, this is what could be, you know, and everyone going, yeah, we really want that,
Yeah.
to get the studio to be like, yeah, we'll make it.
I mean, that's a funny story in itself because I believe Ryan Reynolds like totally owned up to being the one responsible because like of the team, like everyone was sort of like sure that it was good, that it has like so much potential, but nobody wanted to necessarily get fired for leaking this. So Ryan was, I guess, sort of like, yeah, I mean, they can't fire me, so.
I mean, you remember that was it World of Warcraft movie that came out? It was like pretty much all CGI. Like they had
Yeah.
a couple humans, you know, acting in scenes and everything, but it was pretty much all CGI. I want that for a Star Wars movie, but in the Old Republic cinematic style. Like,
That'd be
I would
cool.
watch
Yeah.
that, yeah.
That'd be
I mean,
sick.
people have been saying that for ages. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if I'm thinking like watching those trailers over and over again was such a big part of my childhood. Like, I couldn't imagine like a cooler scene than those like Republic troopers like just jumping down for the Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking detonating a grenade
Yeah,
with the
well,
guy.
The reason I say that though is because you get World of Warcraft that came out years ago being all CG, Ready Player One, Alita Battle Angel. You have like good technology to do these kind of effects.
And I mean, the prequels
Yeah.
did it first.
You know who's
But
really
like,
good at
but
that?
like in all, you know.
Yeah.
Resident Evil. Like they make their video game movies. The movies that they release that aren't part of the live action universe, but are set within the game universe and are
Mm.
completely CG, but it's a actual story, a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really good usually.
I seen a clip of that. I seen it. It was like the tyrant chasing some lickers or something through the city. Yeah, it's like
I
a
don't know.
completely animated.
They've
like,
got a new one coming out like right now though. That's why I was reminded of it, thinking about it.
Mm.
They've
Yeah.
released maybe 4 or 5 at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, give it to me. I mean, obviously it has to be done good, but I honestly don't see a reason why it wouldn't be. I mean, really, the only thing you would have to do, and I mean, I'm saying like you would just have to do that. There's like no compromise there. You would have to get on the people that actually made the cinematics because those people know what the fuck they're doing. And yeah. Okay, before I start the trailer, actually, because I watch Quarter Digital regularly. I don't know if you guys watch, but like they usually have
Yeah.
like stuntmen react. They also have visual artists react. And they actually had I don't remember the name, but they at least had one person on who was the supervisor of at the time, or even still, I think, of the Old Republic cinematics. Because usually, I mean, they hire like specific companies for those cinematics and stuff. And yeah, it was like really cool, like hearing sort of the process, but also like those guys are so freaking creative. Like for instance, like he was also one of the people I think involved in gosh, what's the title? Something Love and Robots.
Love,
Oh,
Death, and
Oh,
Robots.
Love,
yeah.
Death, and Robots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Love, Death, and Robots.
I know who you're talking about now.
right.
I've seen that.
Yeah, like and like that. I don't know if like you guys
His name's-
watch that at all, but
It's
Oh,
a,
yeah,
it's
it's great.
a it's a cool
Yeah.
perspective, but I kind of lost respect for those guys just a little bit with how much they review Star Wars and bash it, mainly the prequels, because they had Adam Savage come on, and then
well-
Adam Savage, he worked on the prequels, right? He worked
Yeah.
on certain behind the scenes parts, and this guy was like, "Yeah, this part looks bad. I never think that George would look this." And Adam's like, "Well, actually, that Petronaki arena
Is
in
real.
Attack of the Clones is a full scale 13-foot model."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, really? That's."
Well,
And like, you
right.
proved him wrong right then and there.
JT, 100%. I'm fully with you. I purely talk about the guests that they have on. Like the reason why that was cool is because the actual person that was the supervisor was on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Sometimes they
wasn't
just
seeing-
bash it a little too much. But
Oh,
I,
yeah, no,
I like the
100%.
perspective. Yeah.
Well,
Nick
and
out here
also,
in
like-
the comments is being wild right now, bro. he's commenting some wild stuff.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
he's crazy.
gonna look at Nick in just a second, but
Nick is our hot takes daily dose.
yeah,
He's
Nick,
got
why
some
are you not
wild-
on?
some wild
Link is
take
in
on
the
that.
stream chat. But what was I about to say?
Corridor Digital.
Yeah, oh yeah, but I also loved like on Camino as well. Like Adam like worked on one of the panels of like the big structures of Topoka City, and they were like, oh yeah, like that looks like that's real.
Yeah, and he was
And then it's
describing
like,
to the story of like how it
Fucking
is too. Like
stupid. Yeah.
he went back to some sort of law or saying thing that they used in the original like Star Wars movies, like with the Star Destroyers and all that. Like this window could mean that this room is a garbage room or something like that. So he was doing that mindset when he created Topoka City.
Wait, I fully agree with you, JT. Nick, did he actually bash like the trailer for what it is already? Like if he did that, it's pathetic.
Yeah.
I genuinely like obviously I have like like criticism or like things that I would give the developers like as sort of like what I think could be implemented or improved, but I mean it's not done. Oh man.
Yeah, it's to each his own. Is that a lot of people, like you're saying, are like, oh, is this the only character? Like, this is the female lead. I don't want to play as a girl. It's whatever. As long as it's a good story, I don't give a shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm more so
Yeah.
hell-bent on the fact that they advertise it as open world, and then you can't even customize your species or like visit all these vast different planets. You know, it
Yeah.
just seems a little too good to be true.
Right.
Well, like I don't think any of us can argue that, regardless of like what your take is, Disney definitely has like agendas that they're pushing and boxes that they're trying to check. But I
Yeah.
don't think they're trying to do that with this game. They're just trying to give
Yeah.
us a cool game
Cool
with a
something.
smuggler that we
Which I'm
haven't
fine
seen
with, yeah.
before. And like, you know, I agree. Yeah. Would it be cooler if we could totally customize it? Because like that's the thing that's cool about video games is most people want that nostalgia of like, I don't know if I'm 90% sure you guys did this too when you were kids. When there was customization in games or like different ways you could do things, when you're always at the lunch table at school or something like that, you're like, how did you do it? Like, or how did I do it? You know, like, or like, oh, I made my
Oh,
guy look like
Max.
this
Yeah.
with a gun. And like, that's the cool part about it. It's not even like the games itself. It's talking
Yeah.
about what you did,
Ma-
and having
Max,
that customization gives you that.
Not even us
Yeah.
as kids. To this day, I still hear Fortnite kids on the streets be like, "You got that skin? I got that one." Yeah, okay. I remember when I was once there.
I don't mind either style game though. Like some that are more like a narrative and you're a set character.
I
for
just feel
that
like we've been
story,
getting a
and
lot of
then others-
narrative. Is the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's. The
Well, we
thing
haven't
that
gotten enough Star Wars games, I don't feel, to even
Big
like
facts.
get a good read on that ratio. It's just, well, we gotten what we get.
There's the thing of obviously there's a narrative. I mean, especially with the Star Wars content, not necessarily for games, but the Star Wars content in general. It's been heavily narrative driven. Not necessarily as of late. But you know, we all know where and which spots it is. But it is like just I think it's important not to forget that, you know, because I feel like a lot of people are falling into the realm of actually sexist then, you know, kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, just being like, oh yeah, you know, I'm getting all this content that's like one-sided, now I'm gonna be the bitch and like, you know, sort of be like, hey, why is it a woman? Like that's not where any of us should be at either.
That's
Like,
what
it's
you
a-
call. Well, this is what you call. It's a perfect example of throwing punches at the air.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Like
Wasting
like it's a total,
energy.
it's a total it's a totally justified argument to be upset that you can't customize your character completely to sort of make it look like you,
That
or
you're
anything.
locked in.
Right? But I mean, then because if her, you know, if the main character being a woman would be a problem, like how are you gonna, you know, justify Jedi Survivor then? You know, I mean, it's like it's a set character, and I mean, I personally just really don't give a shit. Like if it's, yeah.
Speaking of women and throwing punches, Avela, stop enabling Nick. He's a troll. Don't do it.
That's why I've been like snickering the whole time. The chat's been like popping.
My
off.
takes are fantastic. I have reliable sources. It's called Mike Zero, followed by Richmond.
Didn't he say
Oh my
that they were
God.
gonna reboot all of Star Wars or something
I'm sure.
Bro,
you do.
George Lucas
When-
is gonna buy
I
back
want to play
everything
as
5 years
Jawa.
ago?
and cancel everything again. And
Until
remake
I
all
get
his
my
stuff.
Jawa game, I'm canceling my Netflix.
Do it.
Well, I mean, hey, Netflix is gonna cancel your account anyway because you're just stealing someone's password.
Yeah, you don't even have a Netflix account, Nick. You
I
just
want to
borrow
play a lot.
someone.
Gosh, fuck, damn it. No. Oh gosh.
Monkey
Going
should be a
wild.
character that you can, you know, force push off a ledge in Survivor. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Oh god.
That's what I did with Rick, the door technician. I just ran into him and I just threw him over the ledge. I was like, eh.
Yeah. Rick the door technician. Yeah. What a champion. All right. Shall we watch the Eclipse trailer?
Yeah, let's do it. It's only 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys look cool. I like their. About to drop the sickest beat of whatever time period this is.
Is that a real dude?
No.
Sounds
Oh.
like Avela wants to shoot up the holiday special. First person shooter holiday special. What?
That's a mod right there. Battlefront 2.
This is.
You're running around in your life
Really
day cape, shooting at stormtroopers.
I really, I mean, first of all, this is an incredible setting. Like they did a really good job. Like this is animated, but it almost looks live action. Like actual like.
Yes.
Yoda.
I mean, this is like pre-Phantom Menace, so this is like sort of like, I think, actually, I think it's like sort of close to the Phantom Menace, but I mean, I guess it's technically still High Republic.
Yeah, like maybe like the end of High Republic.
Yeah, I think it was set like 100 years about before Phantom Menace, if I'm remembering correct. Yeah, I mean, Neimoidians, seeing the Trade Federation stuff. Like, I will say, they nailed the vibe of sort of, like, in between Old Republic cinematic and the prequels, I think.
Trade Federation ships.
You know, and it's my opinion, but seeing this right after watching Outlaws, and even not remembering it, I like this trailer a little bit more.
I mean, it's something different. I mean, I actually really like the cinematic trailer of Outlaws, too.
All right, now I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, this next part is a bit... Ooh.
It's gorgeous.
Where are the droidekas?
All those droidekas.
Yeah, and I mean, the music in this is just really good.
Yeah, my only thing with this one is like it gives you zero context of what the game's gonna be.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's just like, hey, see some cool Star Wars landscapes and some people marching and stuff.
But I like that though, because that seems a little bit more open world to me that way, because they're just showing different parts of the, different aspects of it.
Oh, for sure. It's just me being impatient and wanting to know what the actual game's
The
gonna be.
lightsaber stuff, the
cinematic,
atmosphere. I mean, cinematic alone. I mean, that I just prefer that. That's just me.
Did you
Hey,
don't forget
next
about
on.
Knights of the Old Republic too?
Oh God.
Is that well? It was put on hold, right? Did they ever like re-up on it, or
I don't think it's gonna happen. But...
because they put it on hold because I applied to work at that company because they're here in Austin, Aspire, and then Aspire put it on hold, and I'm pretty sure that they're working on another game now, so I don't think they're doing it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well,
strike.
they got everyone excited about that for nothing too.
Whom do you serve?
Saruman! Gosh. I watched The Fellowship of the Ring in cinema like a week, almost 2 weeks ago.
It was the extended version too, right?
It was the extended edition.
That's the way to go.
And see, and I mean, they did it in the local cinema at Avela's place in Finland, and I'm so mad because, I'm a bit upset because like I had to go back, and then like the next week they played Two Towers extended edition, and now this week they'll play Return of the King extended edition. Yeah. One day, at least I got 1 out of 3. I mean, I hadn't seen them in cinema before, so.
Yeah,
I saw
I've never seen
I saw
any of
the
them in cinema.
2 and 3 when they came out. I didn't see the first one when they came out, but they weren't extended edition. It was just like the standard.
I will say, like, I mean, I think it's the best way to start with the theatrical cut, like if you have never seen them before. But my gosh,
Oh yeah.
It's kind of
the
confusing
extended
with
edition is so
Well,
well
it explains
made.
more.
Yeah, but it's just overall, it just feels complete. It's just
Now-
so well done.
That is the way to watch the movies. That's how they were, Peter, intended to
Yeah.
have them be watched, the extended versions. But when you watch the extended versions and you think you're like, oh, I am the king of Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. I know all. You haven't even touched the Silmarillion yet. That is
Yeah.
a whole different. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really hope that they might do it again, because I mean this is like the anniversary of the first one, the Fellowship. So I'm hoping that I'll be there and they do that for like when the second one has its anniversary, and I might be able to watch them, because yeah, that was such a cool experience. And I hope they do it for Star Wars too.
Well,
Like,
I
don't
think
know
they
why-
will, dude, because like Return of the Jedi made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like when they showed that for was it the 20th anniversary? I'm blanking on
Yeah.
what
40th.
anniversary it was. 40th.
Well,
There's so many different
I'm
I
so
watched it
mad.
on.
like
Hold on,
You
I
were
watched it
halfway.
on.
You were halfway there.
I mean, I'm so mad that they only brought it into cinemas in the UK and US.
yeah,
Like-
yeah. Well, hopefully now that they know that this is gonna they'll like do it more because I think
Yeah.
it made like $1 million or $1 billion or
Oh,
something like that. It was
more.
like something
Yeah,
crazy.
hold on. I want to pull up the exact numbers.
Nice.
I watched it on the 4th.
Nice, very cool. Yeah, I was sad they didn't show. I was gonna watch it on the 4th, but they didn't have it anywhere. Like in my like they stopped on. I think it was like the Monday because I think the 4th was a Tuesday. But
I had to drive out like 40 minutes to a theater because
Yeah.
there was only one theater that was playing it.
So, I just want to make sure that I'm not like telling complete bullshit, but the number I remember was actually almost correct. What do you guys think that Return of the Jedi, like the anniversary run now, made in the first week?
First,
the first
week?
week?
Yeah.
Like
Well, how long did it? I'll
Or
ask you
actually,
this, how
I
long
think
did
it's
it
in
last?
total. No, actually, I take that back. In total, yeah.
In total? Okay.
Yeah.
I was
I'm
gonna-
just gonna throw a number out there. Let's say 30 million.
All right. Max,
I want to say like 5, but I'm sure I'm lowballing.
5
it.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maul,
Also 15.
15 million.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
That's a good 1, 2, 3 middle of the road. Let's see who's closer.
Yeah, 4.7 million. Yeah.
4 point. Oh, Max
There
is
we go.
closest.
Yeah.
Dude, but still 4.7 off of a movie
Million
that was
for
40
not
years
doing
They
old.
didn't have to do
anything.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just had to release it.
They had to make
Yeah.
those cool posters though.
I didn't
Hey.
get one.
I didn't either.
I didn't
They
either,
look
but
cool.
that's the only thing they had to do. Make those
Yeah.
and put it back in the theater.
Why didn't you just watch it on Disney Plus? Don't you own a
Ah.
physical copy? Yes, of course I do, but it's the experience of watching it in theaters
Oh,
on
yeah.
the 4th.
Exactly.
There's
Yeah.
there's nothing like seeing a Star Wars movie
Yeah.
in theaters. That's why I think like I'll curve this conversation, like we don't have to talk about it after this because we can all go down the rabbit hole. That's why I think the sequels are popular with a lot of younger people because a lot of younger people did not see the prequels or the OT trilogy in theaters. They saw the sequel trilogy, and that's why there's so much like the people who like die on the hill for the sequels.
Yeah.
They saw them in theaters, and that's why I think the major part is because like Star Wars is a theater. Like I know some people say like TV shows are better for Star Wars. Like no, dude, theater is where it's at for Star Wars. You know, so
I want it all.
I will say, even considering that though, then they still didn't do a good job because I know a lot of young people that don't necessarily like them. But yeah.
no, I know. I just meant like for people who like.
Oh, of
die
course,
early
I
for the
totally get you,
stands,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
100%. Like
the
if they would bring out
experience
the prequels now
probably
again,
helped.
like yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the hype for Stars would be wild. I mean,
But I mean, the only movie I remember seeing as a kid, like the first Star Wars movie that I remember seeing, is Revenge of the Sith in theaters. But I was so young, so I only have flashbacks to like images of the movie. But even then, even though that was the only one, and I've seen all the other Disney ones, you know, in theaters and that, I still was growing up in that era, so I was
Yeah.
well exposed to it.
oh yeah, yeah, but that's still on the bucket list. Seeing all of the original 6 Star Wars movies in cinema, and I guess at this point seeing the last 2 Lord of the Rings movies extended edition in cinema. Because yeah,
I'm surprised you were even able to see one. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, when I mean, I would not have known, but like, yeah, Avela just like randomly like said like, hey, yeah, like the local cinema is doing that, and I was like, no fucking way.
Go now,
Didn't
go.
you show her those movies too?
Yeah, I showed
See,
her,
that's
like,
cool. That's
the
awesome.
theatrical cut first, like all of them. We watched them together because she hadn't seen them. So yeah, that was cool now. And I mean, at least so she actually also like with her dad and her mom, and I think her sister, like they all went for the second one. And they're gonna go for the third one, so at least she gets to see them. So
It's cool.
yeah, it is. But yeah, I guess we're for one waiting on Nicholas. But yeah, I guess we could maybe dive back into the gaming conversation. But I don't really know if there's too much to say about Outlaws. or I guess we could maybe talk about what sort of game, like if there would be like one game that you could decide that is being made,
Oh,
like what Star Wars game
That is being made or that you want to be made?
well, that you want to be made and that then sort of will be made because you said so.
I have like laundry lists of games.
Yeah, but only
I was
one.
gonna say the fans really dictate if there's gonna be a sequel too. So, I don't want there to be a Force Unleashed 3 because it's not gonna end good for Starkiller, and I want to keep it that way. But definitely Battlefront 3. I think that is the cursed title. We'll never get a third one, and I want that to finally happen. And I want it to be the most expansive combat.
Online
Talking about-
galactic conquest.
Talking about cursed. Hey, no,
Hey.
How is
the
everybody?
voice of truth.
I'm coming in here to give you, the real conservative point of view on this. Like, we need to cancel Disney Plus. Outlaws. It's got a bloody female. Like, we don't want that anymore.
Boy.
I just want my Anakin Skywalker. That's all I want. I just want a white boy to be in my Star Wars. That's all it's allowed to be.
I gotta know. Did Fury actually sort of like say that as criticism?
No. Fury didn't.
No.
Say that. It was just that the people in this chat were saying it and really heavily saying.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with arguments that come from him, like bricks and screws.
Bricks and screws. Yeah, and all the bricks and screws,
It's a
man.
Phillips head. No.
No.
Yeah.
My focus is just not on that.
Yeah. Hey,
Well-
sorry, I can't hear you over the blasting of battle droids. Sorry.
But you guys, that Kathleen Kennedy got really upset on stage the other day because Steven Spielberg didn't say her name. You guys
What?
not see that?
Actually,
No.
I don't watch.
There was a thing at the indie premiere where he announced 3 people that were instrumental in making all 5 Indiana Jones movies, and that was
what? And
Harrison
she was
Ford,
mad.
George Lucas, and John Williams. And on stage, she just apparently didn't clap. So it means she's angry with Spielberg, like Spielberg called her out and stuff.
Well, I got news for her. Spielberg doesn't need to care.
But no,
Oh, man.
that was that was something that was happening, and people were like, "Yeah, look, Spielberg's dissing Kathleen Kennedy now."
I'm actually excited to watch Indy because George Lucas attended the premiere, which you guys are probably aware he doesn't really do that for anything Lucasfilm lately. So I mean, it could still be just sort of out of courtesy to Harrison, sort of the last Indy movie too, but I don't know.
Or there's a paycheck on the other end,
Yeah, I got to keep those stock values.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
It was touching to see though. Like I was scrolling through my Instagram and I did see the red carpet premiere. And it was like Harrison with the actual hat on, and he like scrubs the camera or something. And he's like, "After 40-something years, we're actually killing me off or something."
Oh no! I managed it in Star Wars already. Let's do it here.
No, it is good though because George Lucas, I think, likes Indiana Jones equally as like Star Wars and stuff like that. So it is nice that he did go. You know.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think George ever stopped caring. I just think he
No,
has
yeah.
his specific
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
I mean, really, with George, I think hands down the simplest of answers to why he sold Star Wars is because he wanted to spend time with his family, and it was just.
Yeah.
I mean, he genuinely didn't want to make any more movies. So I mean,
And I know
He's probably done with all the hate
Nick's-
too.
I
Honestly,
know
he's
Nick's
tired of it.
Nick's comment up above. I know it was a joke and all, but there are people that actually actively say George Lucas sellout. Dude, stop! Just stop! You're punching the air.
Matt Rissman, George Lucas is a sellout.
It's a sellout.
Yeah.
Well,
You would do the exact same
Well,
thing if you
yeah,
were in his
it-
position.
Yeah.
4 billion.
Yeah, you probably would have done it sooner too.
Yeah.
not just 4 billion, like also owning the largest amount of stocks in the Disney company.
And the
Yeah.
thing is, though, too, the fans that are also saying that, they're not... The fans that are saying that, they're not focusing on the fact that George Lucas is on their side. George Lucas also doesn't really care for the sequels all that much. There are a few things out of the Disney, era that he does actually enjoy. I mean, recently he even just said he liked Rogue One or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
It
Rogue
was,
One, he was actually involved on also being on the set, and I know that there's even I think the behind the scenes where he sort of takes a look at the U-wing and is saying like that is a really good design or something.
Yeah, so he's like being verbal about it, you know. It's
Yeah,
not.
well, I mean,
Well, same with
Tony-
Mando too. He has like
I
he's
was
holding
gonna
like
say, he
Grogu or
visited
whatever.
set a few times from Mando.
Yeah,
It was Tony Gilroy that said it was like he had a 45-minute call with George Lucas after the movie came out, and he did have some criticism,
Mm.
but it was like being called by the president. And that's how he related to George phoning up, and that's the only time he's spoken to George was after Rogue One came out. So he hasn't spoken to George since Andor came out. So
How did I know this was gonna somehow land on Andor?
Well,
because
of course.
Nick's here. You need to change that from Voice of Truth to I just want to talk about Andor.
No. I'm the voice of truth here. You know, I'm the one that has to keep it all. Look, George Lucas is the goat. We've got to cancel Disney Plus. We've got to fire Kathleen Kennedy.
Let's
That's what
pull
we gotta
this
do.
one up. What do you have to say about that one?
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, we've got to watch Jedi Adventures. Like, who wants to watch the Eclipse trailer? Come on, Jedi Adventures is the true meaning of Star
gosh.
Wars right there. Followed by the Dust Bunnies.
All right, let's watch Jedi Adventures because Nick wants to.
Do you want to know how far Vela made it through that? I think she made it through 2.5 episodes before she wanted to almost kill herself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like me with Resistance.
Yeah, I didn't even try that one really. I think I like started the first episode and was like, nope.
That's the only thing that I've started it could do. I was like,
Yeah.
nope, no more.
But I
There
mean,
are a
that's
few.
okay,
There
you
are a
know.
few Star Wars things that I just can't.
But I mean,
ma-
that's yeah.
That's the great thing about Star Wars is we got so much of it. You can kind of pick and choose. Though.
choose,
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why I'm
I mean,
excited. for
Unfortunately,
finally
that's
getting
also
that in game.
Unfortunately, that's also what destroyed canon, like the term canon. But that's
Yeah,
all right
fair.
because everybody's Star Wars is their own Star Wars, so who really cares, anyways?
Oh, actually, I take that back. 1.5. It was less. Yeah.
Well, I recently finished reading Paths of Destruction.
Ooh,
Darth
the
Bane
Bane
book. Yeah.
Bane
yeah.
trilogy. Okay.
With the fort bomb, or the pretty much the Sith just detonating themselves.
Yeah, I can
Working
already
themselves out.
see Charlie smiling. Smiling. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I finished
Bane
the
trilogy's
audiobook earlier this year too. I think you were like right behind me in the series.
Yeah, I just I was like, I need to get into some good Star Wars because Mando season 3 just didn't cut it out for me, and then hearing everything going on, and especially what was happening with Acolyte and stuff, I was like, I need to look at something positive. So I was like, oh, I'll just start the Bane trilogy. So yeah, and it was a great book. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, my favorite EU book is still is it Devastated? No, Deceived. By Paul S. Kemp.
Same.
Is that
yeah, I
the
love
Old
Malgus.
Republic one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
okay,
Malgus at the Jedi Temple. So pretty much it's like takes place an hour before, and then a couple of days after the destruction of the Jedi Temple.
Yeah.
On Coruscant.
Mhm.
And that to me is my favorite EU book. But I just love when I hear people, because when you hear people go, "Oh, Legends is the best thing ever," all they do is just pick out the Bane trilogy, Heir to the Empire, and Darth Plagueis. They never mention any of the other books.
I mean, it's
Because they
like
haven't
with
read any of the other
everything.
books.
Yeah.
They have not dabbled into
Yeah.
any of the comics or any of the actual EU. You know, Fate
Yeah.
of the Jedi, anything like that.
Well, I mean, that's really the thing of like, I don't think anyone should ever say like, oh yeah, let's just make all of Legends like fuck no. There's some really
Wonky
weird and
stuff.
funky shit in there.
Legends
Yeah.
is not perfect, but it did introduce some really cool stuff.
But
It had some good storylines that actually worked with one another, but you would have still had to pick and choose what works, what doesn't. Yeah. Which is the problem with that is you need to understand Star Wars. That's kind of, apparently a difficult, I mean, it is a difficult thing. I don't want to downgrade it. It's actually difficult.
Yeah, Legacy, comic series.
Yeah. I've been recently rewatching sort of the gameplay version and like mainly the cinematics of the Bounty Hunter game, which
Yo, I was literally playing that yesterday. It's
Oh,
so
really?
funny. Yeah,
What?
because I haven't played
Okay.
it before. This is my first time.
I mean, I can't play it because it's not on PC and they didn't remaster it. But I mean, see, that's the thing. Like I always say, Republic Commando is my favorite Star Wars game. But I feel like if Bounty Hunter would have been available on PC, Bounty Hunter would have been my favorite Star Wars game probably.
It's very run and gun. It's like you got you're basically just through the whole game. It's fun though.
Overall story is, I think, just so on par with what the prequels are all about. Like just that storyline of like Dooku, scouting out specific bounty hunters to go on the quest to see which one is the most efficient at killing a Jedi. In this case, a Dark Jedi, and all around, like also that meeting Zam, and also that whole thing with like him having Jaster's ship, and like being so attached to it, gosh, what's her name? The Tordorian lady. But yeah, she's like, like why are you still flying that piece of junk? Like, yeah, no chance. This is Jaster's ship.
Games that tie into movies are always cool. It was never my favorite game of Bounty Hunter because, like Lataj is saying, it is pretty hard.
Yeah.
But it had one of the coolest promo commercials.
Oh yeah,
with sticking his hand in the
straw. Like there's some like alien species hiding in the water and breathing through a tube in the jungle, and Django just happens to come across them, put his thumb over the tube to suffocate him. You miss me, and then, dude, that's.
I actually did a.
That was in the pond though. It's in Minban, or one of the species natives to Minban.
I actually did like an edit of that.
Speaking of Django, though, you're jealous of what I've got coming, though, haven't you? Strike.
What'd you get this time?
I got the Watto's Junkyard's
Westar 34.
Westar, 34.
Wait, the actual blaster?
Yeah, like
a replica
chrome with gold elements. It's beautiful.
Why didn't you buy the one we were at Celebration? They had Django's blasters from the
master
film.
Replica, but look, they were 15.
They were used from the film, though. You should.
No, but they were master replica ones, and they were 1,500, where this was only 250.
All right.
So it was like cheaper, but it's cut. Apparently, they have to send it all the parts broken up because if they send an actual blaster through customs.
They do the shape of it. Yeah,
yeah.
So I've got to assemble it when it gets here.
Jabba sends his regards. You're not worth my time, punk.
Oh wait, no, that's not it. Oh.
What was that?
I don't know. I misclicked.
Star Wars paintball.
Yeah, that commercial is bad. That's not the original audio. I just did that because the original doesn't have Tem's voice in it.
I believe all he says is "You miss me," right?
Yeah, but it's like it almost sounds like the original voice for Boba in the OT. But yeah, I mean, I think that's probably, as much as I love Republic Commando, if I would have to choose which game I want to be remastered and sort of get a complete overhaul, it would be Bounty Hunter, because if it would just have better mechanics, I think story-wise, it's such a well-done game.
Oh, if we're talking about remasters, Jedi Power Battles, I get it's only 10 levels in the Phantom Menace, but holy crap, top scroller playing with your buddy online?
Awesome. Low-key, I think all of those classic games from that golden age of LucasArts gaming, Revenge of the Sith game, Bounty Hunter, Republic Commando, the list just goes on. If they would just literally remaster / make the graphics realistic
from this era, if you want one of these, this guy actually 3D prints Chambers Plug.
Max, PMP's Den, PMP's Creations. Yeah.
But if you got one of these on your game, you load it up and you see that is the stamp of approval. It is a good Star Wars game.
Yeah.
100%.
And I love Masters of Terrakasi.
Yeah. and I love the thing that I also just love about it. It always has a different animation. And Bounty Hunter, he gets zipped, tied, cable tied. In Force Unleashed, it's the lightning.
He lightsaber throws it and then lightnings. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of
Force Unleashed one. Yeah.
Those games just hit different.
That used to. I remember sneaking downstairs to play on my Xbox, and when I turn it on and play Force Unleashed, like the speakers just overloaded with the sound of the lightning crashing down.
Da, 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 da. Oh!
The entire house like vibrating. Oh, what's
Yeah,
happening?
well-
Nick's turned down the volume. Shit.
Pretty much.
Nick.
No, I'm replaying Knights of the Old Republic at the moment. Going through that because I've got to say I'm not a big fan of Jedi Survivor, not because of the High Republic stuff. I think that was the most interesting part. I just didn't like the whole Bode situation and that finding a new planet to hide away, even though the raiders were able to get to that planet. So wouldn't it have been discovered anyway?
I'm not that far yet. I don't know.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. I don't.
Yeah,
don't know.
I've been
I-
speculating about this
Yeah.
path for a long time, and the game just like confirmed some of what I'd been thinking was going on.
Yeah, I mean, I liked as I said, the High Republic stuff was cool in the game, except growing another arm I did find a bit strange.
Oh, like the Force arm.
Yeah, the Force arm. Yeah, I can understand it was more of a visual representation than it was a.
It was a metaphor, Nick.
Well, yeah, of course it was. So Anakin couldn't grow his own Force legs and arms then. After
Maybe
being,
he wasn't. Maybe he didn't have that skill. You know, kind of like how Quinlan has psychometry, and Anakin doesn't have that.
Yeah, but he's the most powerful Force user, wouldn't it? To come
May-
along.
His overall power level, but that doesn't mean he has every ability.
Well, I think the Chosen One should have all the abilities.
No, I mean that's not what makes the chosen one.
Yeah.
I mean, the chosen one is
who's
not
to
like an
say-
overpowered individual. Like he's powerful, but I mean the point of him is bringing balance. But
Well,
I
He's
mean,
should
chosen to
roll.
complete his fate. Whether he keeps failing, even if he dies, he's gonna complete it in some way.
Well, I think
It's, like,
one of the main
meant to
reasons why he's like the chosen one too is that he can kind of like, he's in the Brotherhood book. It talks about it too. Like he can sense things, and even in Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon's like he can sense things before it happens. It's like a Jedi trait, but he can like super accelerate. That's why he's so good at fighting and like all that stuff. He can sense everything. Like he's talking about like in Brotherhood how he's seeing the moves play out before they're even happening. Like he's like 6 steps ahead.
Yeah, but at the same time, he is. I mean, what ended up being his downfall, obviously, also is just his emotions letting him drive him, because
Yeah, for
otherwise
sure.
Obi-Wan would not have beat him.
Well, that
really
and that
almost,
ability to see the future
Yeah,
is what
well,
led to that.
I mean, to
You
an
know what I
extent,
mean?
because
But
he
he's-
could see the chopping off his limbs part and burning.
But no, that's what I mean. He was seeing some stuff, just not enough.
Right.
yeah, he
the
wasn't in
stuff he was
tune with it
seeing
as much.
Gave him some bad motivations.
And I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, really, the point of Anakin was to, fail, really, and become Darth Vader. So, because I feel like if Anakin would have, remained good, I think it would have been so super hard to actually at some point manage to kill Palpatine, just because in an actual one-on-one fight, like Palpatine's just a fucking bitch to fight,
Yeah, he would have to
Force-
use both sides.
Well-
he would have
well,
to
here's
use
the
light
thing,
and
here-
dark.
backstabbing.
Here's
to
the
really
thing:
get him.
the Force always balances itself out. So even if Anakin was to lose in a one-on-one with Palpatine, Palpatine will end up dying in some other odd way that's unpredicted. It's like the whole hypothetical question: would you want to have a year of your life or something, or know like when you die or whatever it
Yeah,
is?
but
But like
JT
even if
Rollins
you
are
know
really
how you
wrong.
die, you can't avoid it. It's bound to happen. You can't just like
All right,
if you're gonna
anyway.
die. If you're gonna die on a theme park ride, you can't just avoid theme parks, right? It's gonna happen somehow, right?
I think they talk about that in Plagueis, don't they? Like
Yes.
Plagueis like goes in depth on like how like balancing it works, and like if you tamper too much, it's gonna align itself to like. So he was
aligns
trying to
itself.
manipulate it through.
And it took,
the-
I mean,
in Fate of the Jedi,
Well,
it
the
took
Force
Luke
creates
and
balance.
Darth Krayt to put aside their differences to defeat Abeloth. That's how much the balance was needed in that aspect, because she's OP.
To be fair, though, it's coming from a Sith, and what the Sith don't understand is that the living force is light side. Like the darkness always tries to corrupt everything. So I mean, that's where like people are like just outright wrong when they're like,
It's trying to
oh
use
yeah,
everything.
yeah, because like they're corrupting everything, like, and the light side doesn't corrupt anything. That's why that's the balance,
Preserves.
and not having dark side and the light. No, because the dark side tries to always like get the upper hand.
The
Yeah.
Wills
Rebels
still
does a
allow it
good
though.
job
They
of
still allow like force lightning and all these different dark side abilities to happen regardless.
Right.
So
Yeah. But the whole thing of like, oh, you know, Palpatine had to survive because there was balance. Like that's just
No,
bullshit.
no. No one's ever truly gone. We've
Ah, shit.
learned this. Come on.
Nick, shut the fuck up.
No one's gone and they fly
Luke
now.
said it, man.
Shouldn't you be watching Andor or something?
Yeah, I think he needs to watch some Andor real quickly.
Well, the last thing I watched was The Flash, so my mind is like
Mm.
in the.
Uh,
that
I haven't
movie
seen
was
it
Flash.
yet, but
Were you
I'm not
happy or
gonna-
mad? You know,
Something Ezra
happy,
Miller.
mad.
I was
It was-
about to say, see, I would be sort of interested to see how, gosh, I hate myself, forgot the name, Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Yes,
Michael
thank
Keaton.
you, Michael Keaton. I'm like, I think the scenes of the trailers of him looked really cool, but I just can't get myself to supporting that movie with Ezra Miller.
Not just one Ezra Miller, two Ezra Miller.
Yeah, that doesn't make it better. Too
from
much.
how is it from a story? Like, take the Ezra Miller stuff like aside. Like, yeah, he's a piece of shit, but like
Yeah.
from a story, just from a storyteller's
Yeah,
perspective,
but
how,
does he
how is
perform
the-
well? Yeah.
Is the story good?
The story, again, my only comparisons with the Flash, like Flashpoint story and stuff, is the Flash TV show from CW, and I thought they did his mum's death better in the CW show than they did in the movie, and also the reasoning that they never explain the Speed Force at all. They just go, "Oh look, he can travel back through time."
Hmm.
And the consequences, yeah, there is a couple of consequences, but they're not like earth-shattering, like the world is falling apart. And also, there's no real main villain in the movie.
What? How does that work?
Ezra Miller is the villain. That's why.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're trying to tell us. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say anymore because I'll spoil the movie. Anyway.
Yeah.
If you want to go and see it, it's out in cinemas. You know,
I mean, I don't know. I've been like, I mean, for
the
super
CGI is
stuff,
awful. The CGI is awful in the movie, I must admit. And there's a point where you can tell there's CGI on Ezra's face, and it just doesn't work well. Even the cameos are CGI, except only one of the.
Is it as
cameos
bad as Ant-Man? Because that one was horrendous.
Modoc, happy.
I think it was worse than Ant-Man.
Oh,
Ow.
oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Nick, listen. As long as I'm at the Everyman Theater near you, and we have a nice salted caramel milkshake with a dessert
yeah.
sitting, I could sit through any bad movie. Yeah, I'll just focus
Dude,
on the food. I don't care.
Not
You're making
gonna
me
lie,
hungry.
I've been missing that cinema. Like
I know.
I know Avela also at some point was like, you know, I miss the cinema where we were with Nick, just because it's fucking comfy.
Dude, we didn't even sit next to each other, really. We were kind of like
Yeah.
sporadic a little bit. But, dude, I've never been served food in a theater where they bring it to you, and it's like...
Yeah.
And it's like,
that
it's
was
quiet
cool.
outside. It's like dead quiet. You go upstairs in this random building, and then it's all of a sudden, it's a penthouse. Everyone's having a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not everywhere, those cinemas, and they are not the.
Well, yeah, no, I'm aware, but I mean, we have those kinds of cinemas in Germany too. I mean, they're just not like they're in specific places, so you might not go
So
there.
there's
just-
some
Dude,
chains
my
like
cinemas
that
near
around
me
America, too.
yell at me if I smuggle in a Reese's peanut butter cup or something.
You're not
How dare
doing
you
it well
smuggle
then.
it?
You're not a good smuggler then.
Yeah, dude, I'm
How dare you?
you?
I freaking put it in my underwear and like, you're packing a little bit extra today. I'm like,
Hey, listen, man, I'm packing. Are you? Oh
Tell them you've been eating a little extra.
no. Yeah.
how dare you?
let-
They're like the three witches in freaking Hercules. They're like, use a seeing eye. He's got something in his pocket. He's
Hey,
got something in his...
What do I have in my pocket? Yeah.
Yeah,
Just be like, hey, I hit puberty late. That's Or just be like, yeah, I identify as a woman. Oh, those are my boobs. Don't touch them.
I'm just really excited to see you guys.
Don't touch my peanut butter cups. I mean, my nipples. What?
Hey, JC, can we see that tattoo again? We haven't seen it in a minute.
What? Oh yeah.
From Celebration.
The one.
Oh
yeah.
Has it healed off nicely?
Oh, it's been healed.
Can you bring that up full screen for us, Drake? I want to see that.
Oh yeah, sure.
We haven't got to see it all healed up, you know?
Yep.
Nice.
Part of the skin, squishy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah.
cool.
Nice.
So it healed well, at least. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you can see like when it was like still healing you couldn't quite but like I like that you can now see like the seams of like the the edges sort of inward, like there's space in between. Yeah.
Even when I just got it like freshly done, like because when I went to go get my photo apps to show Rosario and Hayden right after, the dude didn't apply the like saran wrap right that you put around it,
yeah.
so it was like starting to pool. So I had like a mini red balloon full of blood and plasma building at the bottom. So you look at my photo op that I posted, you can see it like, towards the bottom starting to leak. And I was even with Cody too. I had to get it changed, and the dude that changes it opens up the bottom, it spills all over my shirt and pants. I'm like, dude! He's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. Just wipes my arm. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just gonna scoot away from this. I'm gonna go look at these tattoos over here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be near the biohazard this guy's making.
Well, at the beginning of July, I've got London Film Comic Con, and Tamira Morrison has been announced.
I was about to say, Ben. I saw it when you posted it, Nick. I saw it. I was like, oh.
Tim, what the fuck are you doing? You're not coming for Celebration, but you're coming there?
So I'm going to get him to sign my Revenge of the Sith poster.
Will you tell him I said hi? Tell him we all said hi.
Out there living my dreams, man. I'm trying to get this one signed right here.
Yeah.
Freaking.
I've got, because I recently picked up, because I got my Andor poster that was getting signed. I still will be getting it signed, but I've got a Rogue One poster now and a Revenge of the Sith poster. And Ian McDermott is going to be there in November, so I'll get Ian McDermott to sign the Revenge of the Sith one. But they've got Ingrid, I can't pronounce her last name, but the person who played the motion capture on Princess Leia.
In Rogue One?
In Rogue One. Is going to be at London Film. So,
it wasn't her daughter?
No, it wasn't her daughter. It was,
okay.
I think a German lady that did it.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
I can't remember.
I don't know.
No, her daughter did the sequel. So when they're fighting, yeah, okay.
But I mean, her daughter doesn't really look like her, so yeah.
Well, when
it works for the older
deepfake
version.
over it,
right? Well, I mean, deepfake. See, the thing is with deepfake, if it's supposed to be good, the person still has to, needs to have like actually sort of the same face structure at least.
But with Tamira Morrison's signature, I'm at the moment debating what quote to get from Commander Cody, because I'll get him to sign it as Commander Cody on the Revenge.
Oh, watch those wrist rockets! No, Super Battle Droid, take him down!
Blast him!
Yeah, was that or it will be done, my lord.
Or
nice.
or also a good one. Oh gosh,
I think you'll be needing.
I can't remember it, but when when they're in the Venator hangar, and when I think Cody says something along the lines, no, never mind. I think Obi-Wan just says like, I'll try to not like destroy all of the battle droids before you arrive.
Oh no, it's when have I ever let you down?
Yeah.
When have I ever let you down?
Right.
Yeah, knock them off the side
before you arrive.
Lets him down pretty hard on that one.
That's
a long call.
Literally lets them fall down.
Well, I wish I was getting the Revenge. I had the idea of getting the Revenge of the Sith poster done while you had the actor Kiara Mundi there. But I know with Ewan and Hayden, I wouldn't be able to get it personalized, which would have no.
He wasn't just Kiadi either. He was also Newt Gunray.
Right?
But
Pike?
I was thinking more in the sense of for the Revenge of the Sith poster to just have Kiadi Mundi, like that's the main character that people played.
But that's still cool though that Newt Gunray was there, and most people didn't know that Silas Carson didn't. He only played.
So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get some more signatures and stuff, especially for my Andor poster. Get that going. Even though
you have the most signed Andor poster that I've ever seen.
Well, with 4 people on it.
Well, I mean, he's aiming for the most signatures on a poster.
Well, not only just it's 4 people, but Denise, this is her first ever celebration.
Those are Comic Con,
was-
technically.
B2, he was only at the O2 event. So
Yep.
not even at Celebration, so you had to go to both to guarantee it.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah,
It's
I
like
was
when I
really
met-
happy that I went
it's
to that
impressive.
after party and that we met Dave. He was
I
cool.
should have went. But my legs were killing me. I was tired.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I
You gotta
mean,
make sacrifices for the wars, you know.
well, I mean, for Japan at least, which we're still heavily planning on coming. Like we're definitely gonna get like the hotel that's like almost right next to it.
Yeah, we all need to coordinate that. See if we can get like I don't know, like we just we'll rent out like a whole corridor or something like that.
Yeah, of the hotel.
Hotels. Yeah.
If they keep giving out information, we definitely need to.
Yeah,
Stay
I
up
think
on it.
it's actually now been confirmed that it's the same place as last time it was in Japan. But I mean, you can't, obviously you can't book anything
Book
yet.
that fast,
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, on sort of the note of like autographs, I haven't showed it off here for this one. I have a review already, but yeah, this is what I got recently. I'm gonna show the other one in just a sec. But yeah, the Samoyev art clone trooper helmets.
Dude, looks so freaking clean. Holy
This,
crap.
I love the fucking dirt, grime, weathering they have. Like all that
Rust,
shit in
yeah.
there, I love it. It's so good. Like, and
Well, it's
here, like,
interesting
this-
to see because I feel like we don't really see a lot of that, like in like the movies and stuff like that. But it works so freaking well.
Oh,
I
in
mean,
Revenge of the Sith, they actually have. Yeah.
Oh, do they
like,
really?
If you look closely, yeah, they have this
Okay,
like
okay.
exactly that kind of dirt actually.
interesting.
On
Okay.
Felucia mainly, I've seen it.
Actually, yeah.
Well,
like,
Felucia to me
hold on.
makes sense because it's like freaking
Actually-
a planet that just like eats you alive.
I'm gonna pull up my collection of clone trooper PNGs.
Fine addition to my collection.
I'll pull up one detailed one that I have because yeah, you can totally see it on. I mean, they're rare to come by, high definition models, unfortunately, or pictures of the models. But yeah, just give me a sec, I'll find it. But yeah, the helmet is beautiful. It's like, I mean, it's resin.
Nice.
But yeah, what I really just love is the paint job, like
Yeah.
the weathering and everything.
I think Samoylov and Sanotize probably have the best trooper helmets on the market.
Well, I think they
Accuracy.
share it with each other, right? They're kind of like together, like they share like their
No,
like helmet
well,
files and stuff like that.
They might share. I don't know anything about the files, but I know Sanotize is in Germany, right, Strike?
Right. Yeah.
And Samoylov, he's Russia, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the internet, you can.
Yeah.
We're all
That's
talking
the-
right now. We're all from.
I love my cybercrafts too, though. I feel like
Yeah.
you're sleeping on those.
Oh, I definitely love your Cybercraft more than the Hasbro version.
See,
when you did that comparison, that is like night and day.
I think
honestly.
if
I'm
you're
saying all
going
my
for
cybercrafts.
I think if you're going for the clean ones, I think Cybercraft is more than fine too. I mean, I also like the Death Trooper
Then
one
my
that Nick has.
Thorn, my Cody. Those
Yeah.
are all
I've heard
I-
they've done
for-
some sketchy stuff though. Like that's my only thing with them. I've heard that they do some sketchy bit, like
I
they
have
steal
no
like
idea.
people's
I don't know.
ideas and stuff like that.
I don't
I
know
mean,
about
I
that,
don't
but-
know. I'm just speaking out of my butt, but that's what I've heard from.
What I
Cybercraft.
personally I just don't like the weathering, at least how it looks, because it like on these they actually painted on the Cybercraft. At least in the picture, it looks like they're just spraying sort of black sometimes on it.
I mean, I've got like 5 of them in the room with me.
No, hey,
I've
I'm
seen it.
I'm not
I've seen
dissing
it.
them. Like I said,
Yeah.
I've just heard like that's just what the word on the street, so to speak, is what I've heard. But I'm not trying to diss their helmets or anything like that for sure.
No, I'm talking about like the weathering. I think that like I get what Strike's saying. He's only seen the pictures. I'm saying in person, it looks good.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. Yeah. But yeah, here, as you can see, like all that dirt and grime there,
Nice,
like
nice.
here. Yeah. I mean,
And are these taken from the movie? Like, are these like shots from the?
oh yeah, those are the official like rendered models
Assets,
from Revenge
yeah.
of the Sith.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, this one, you know, they never used this one because this Commander Devis, and I mean, he's
I must
not-
have just not noticed because like I know they have like the black like smudges and stuff because they even have those on the toys. But I guess just I don't know. I was never big on like as a kid. I was just like that armor looks cool. I never like super analyzed it. So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
something
I
I feel like I
nut
could
for that.
um, easily pass over.
But yeah, then this
Dude,
guy
that looks sick.
is the fucking real deal. I mean,
Can you pull up your like? Can you like Solo your screen so we can see a little
Oh
bit
yeah,
better?
sure. Yep.
Because I haven't seen this one
Yep.
in person yet.
Yeah, I'm also gonna make a review on
Dude.
this one, or I already shot it. I just need to edit it. But yeah, this is
Freaking
Scorch,
sick.
obviously, but this one has even better weathering. Like,
Yeah, it gets in
hold
those crevices.
Gets in those
the light.
crevices.
Like you can even see like those scratch marks there.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, like really like the weathering on this one, and then obviously also the visor light. Oh wait, no, it's not focusing.
Not focusing.
How do they get it to be light at the top and dark at the bottom? You see, like at
The LED. If you want to see inside, like they're on the top, so it's just sort of it's
okay.
just glowing downwards, so that gives it the effect.
And would
And
it be half and half on the perspex, like in the sense to be black and then fading into see-through?
You mean down here?
Yeah. Like it would be darker at the bottom.
You mean like double
Oh
layered?
yeah, well I
double
mean
layered.
it's darker at the bottom. Like,
Yeah. That's
They
what
probably, when they
yeah.
put the visor piece in, they probably just tinted a little bit more, to
What,
make that help it.
Do you know what they're using to put their? I'm always curious when I make helmets, like what they use to like attach the visor to the helmet itself. Like, what you know what they're like? 'Cause it looks like strips of something, but I can't tell what it is.
Yeah, I think
From seeing it.
honestly, this is like at least what they put like on the visor here. Like they put some foam there so you don't like hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I think underneath it, I mean, I haven't actually made a helmet myself, but I think pretty sure that Galactic Armory has like a video on it. And I think they do it the same way with like that sort of clay stuff that then gets really hard.
Dude, it's so hard to use that. No, it's like a 2-in-1. So like you mix it to, it's like a
Hard epoxy, JB Weld.
No, it's not epoxy. It's like a putty that you like mix together, and then it turns black, and then you put it like it's. I'm still trying to get the nice crosshair.
Yeah. Okay, that weathering looks good. Yeah, like that. Like
so they lined their whole helmet on the inside.
Oh.
Like they
Yeah,
put
all
a
of them.
whole.
I've always ever used hot glue for when I was installing visors on my helmet, and I
could never
it a
get
little
it to
bit
stick.
past. Well, I have it a little bit past it, so I can just load it up to the point where you can't see it, but it holds with that same effect.
Oh
It
yeah,
looks fine.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. They're a little heavy with the airbrush with the black.
Well,
on
on
some of the
the
areas.
on the top right, Mal, can you show like the top right with the wing closer? Yeah, like that looks good. Like that scratch, that looks good. Like on the back, it's just sometimes the airbrush, the dark spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like for me personally, like it's a super cool helmet, like hands down. Like it's far better than what Hasbro is doing at the moment.
Oh yeah.
No,
I mean that, and they finish the helmet.
Yeah.
If I'm paying the price that I'm paying, I'm not getting it half
And
finished.
see, this works for me too because it just looks like a bit more of a clean, Cody. It might like, sort of like he just got his phase 2 armor.
I mean, I guess you can say that, but look at the cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still look great.
Yeah,
they still look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nick's just like
the
waving
same
with his
dirt
Attack of
and
the
all the
Clones.
cracks.
Anakin
Can
saying,
I share now?
I have that one too.
No, do you?
Yeah.
All right, I won't show it then.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
I just got my Vader. That's mine. It's like
Nah.
just my Vader.
Oh, come on. You're being a bit too humble here. You got some pretty cool stuff.
This what happens when you go bankrupt and you just like spend it all on lightsabers and helmets. It's better. I mean, it's easy to go and buy posters.
The
But,
fate we all share going bankrupt from buying.
I mean, I didn't expect to buy this. I was just at MCM Comic Con and I was like, right, I'm going to go get my signatures. I'm going to go and meet Julian Glover and Alison Doody.
Oh.
And then they had Padawan Outpost, and the whole
Hey.
tool for Padawan Outpost.
I've heard
And,
good things about Padawan Outpost. I haven't gotten anything from them, but
Yeah, and they had this as a full NeoPixel, and it was the most accurate.
But did they like? What's the base of the hilt? Like, where did they get it
from?
Yeah.
KR Sabers, I believe.
Okay.
Cal from Kara.
Yeah, because her Padawan Outpost, his sister runs it.
So that's where it comes from as such.
Gotcha.
And speaking of lightsabers, if you want to use the code JT20, you can get 20% off Legion Sabers. I'm an affiliate now.
Nice, dude. Let's go.
I spoke with Matt, and he's a really cool dude. So
Nice, cool.
But the only thing that was not accurate on the saber was this, where it's. I've changed it to brass now, but that was rose gold, and so I don't know why they done it as rose gold. I was arguing with the sales assistant over it. I said that's not accurate. And he was like, no, it's accurate. I'm like, no, that's rose gold. It's supposed to be brass. He was like, well, mate, I'm just here to sell lightsabers. I'm like, all right. But
Nick, when I was having my Star Killer built, there's so many different like variations in the game, so you can really pick and choose whatever color.
Yeah.
It's just minor. That is sweet though.
20 sound fonts installed, rechargeable chassis as well.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, it should be, but it's also like skinny, right? So it's like actual, replica size.
Yeah, it's full replica.
Yeah.
Even I compared it to the Master Replica mini scale, just to see how accurate it is towards that, and it's pretty spot on. The only thing, as I said, was the
brass,
the screw. Yeah, was the wrong color.
I don't know. I'm not gonna get it out because it's like in one of the boxes. But I mean, the Corbin one, I think should be also pretty. I mean, I know it's like pretty 1-for-1 size wise because like, I mean, they've been like sort of priding themselves with having like the skinny flex stuff and all that.
Well, like, even the blade is the thinner blade as well. I don't know what the diameter is.
Right.
But it is the skinnier version. The only one that can fit into the saber.
The 7/8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like it's a actually really tiny saber. Like I think if I grab it with like two hands, it's like the grip is like gone essentially. Like.
Yeah, I mean. Oh, I didn't mean to turn it on.
No, he's just holding this pathetic little thing.
Hey,
not the actual saber.
I gotta head out here.
All right.
I'm about to do the same. I gotta go get something to eat.
Yep.
All
right. Peace.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably just gonna end it here, pretty much. I mean, we talked about everything really. So
2-hour stream, man. It's a good stream.
Yeah. No, it was good. Yeah. No, I really wanted to just talk some Star Wars again. So thank you guys for joining. And we'll just. I mean, right now it's a bit quiet, so we'll just do one again whenever, like when something comes up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, until then, thank you guys for chilling in the chat with us. I know Weaven, you've been here like the entire time. Ladaj, thank you. Vela, thank you. Vor, I hope you're feeling good. I know you just woke up, and Charlie is with his dad. He's having a good time with his dad on Father's Day. So yeah. So with that said, go check out everyone's stuff. It's in the Friends of the Channel tab. And we'll see you next time whenever there's something worthy talking about. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya.
See you later.